Leave No Trace is a drama film written and directed by Deborah Grabnik. It's based off of a book. The reason why I want to see this film is I really like the work of Ben Foster. Him and the newcomer actress do a really great job. Their performances are fantastic. And this movie currently has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, so that was enough to pique my interest. This movie is essentially about a father-daughter duo that are living in a park. It's a public park, however, though, so they're not supposed to be there. They live off the grid. Whenever they need to get groceries, they're only maybe half a day's walk from going to the city. They live a really bare bones life. You know, they boil eggs, they find mushrooms, they make campfires. They live it rough. It's like a camping trip that doesn't end. However, one day they're found out and they're taken in, and even though they were doing okay and there was nothing going on wrong, society sort of doesn't like it when people do things like that, branding them as homeless or, you know, transient. So after they have to go through some processing, they're taken to a house on a sort of ranch land owned by a tree man. He's named Walters. He's a man who owns a field of trees and he sells them for Christmas and things like that. However, of course, the father has to work for him in order to pay off the sort of living there. So the movie is really underwhelming in the sense that, not in a bad way, but I mean, it sort of underplays everything. It doesn't make everything super unrealistic by having characters shout at each other. A lot of things are sort of awkwardly said between the father and the daughter. The daughter, she is growing. She's like a teenager. She wants to be reintegrated into society. However, the dad, he's got problems because he's a veteran. He's probably suffering from several forms of PTSD, but he doesn't want to, you know, get help. Maybe no one will help him. So he's always on the move. He doesn't like to be under anyone's thumb. So this is the main conflict of the story. They're always clashing because the father wants to always go. The daughter wants to stay. So after they run away from the house, they find themselves in the woods again, in a more dangerous situation in a different state. And the movie wonderfully captures, it's like a two-person show, and they do a really great job, especially the newcomer, the girl. She's, you know, matching her own against Ben Foster, who I think is a really good actor. And the movie is very low-key sort of story. There's no big, unrealistic thing pushing them along. It's just two people trying to survive. And the movie really explores that other part of society, the homeless or the ones that don't want to be part of the system. I really like that. The only thing I didn't like about this film, I guess, is the ending's a little bit underwhelming in a bad way. But it's really great performances. It's a really interesting film. So I give Leave No Trace 7.5 out of 10.